America needs a tidal wave of the old-time religion.
I have sinned against you.
How dare you!
We have no need to doubt God.
The harlot Babylon is preparing the nations to receive the Antichrist.
I didn't even build that house with money from the church. I built it with money from my book.
I don't make this stuff up.
Repenting of your sin.
It is a moral issue.
They got together and swore a pact to the devil.
I just enjoy seeing people worship, praising God.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to Believe It or Not.
Hey, I'm Trevor Poelman.
And I'm Damien Doepping.
And today we're talking
about
Pat Robertson.
Patty Robertson?
Patty Robertson. Do you know, what do you know about Pat Robertson?
Not a whole lot. He was one of those TV televangelist dudes,
Mm-hmm.
right? He's got like the show where it seems like he's giving a very like serious, like 60 minutes kind of talk to the audience.
Yeah. I believe 700 Club is the show. And I mean, that is the show, but I believe that's the one he stole from Jim Baker. It was Jim Baker's idea. And then he stole it from him.
Why is it called the 700 Club? Sorry.
That's a good question, actually.
Here, I'll try and find
You try to find that. And I'll talk about Marion Gordon Robertson. That is his birth name, Marion Gordon Robertson.
No wonder he changed it to Pat.
Yeah. So, he decided when he decided to try to get into the public spotlight as a TV evangelist, he would go with Pat because Pat was his nickname as a kid because his older brother used to always pat him on the head and go, Pat, Pat, Pat.
So that
and then he decided Pat sounded manlier than Marion or Gordon.
Yeah, nothing like a name to make you feel more manly by a nickname about being patted on the head.
Yeah, exactly.
Or pat on the head.
Yeah.
Not pat. I don't know.
Patted. Yeah.
Robertson referred... Oh, okay. He had a telethon in 1962 for the station that they were on. To keep the station on the air, WYH produced a special telethon edition of the show. For the telethon, Robertson set a goal of 700 members, each contributing $10 per month.
Oh.
That was enough to support the nation, and that's why he referred to those members as the 700 Club.
So that's probably not the show he stole from Jim Baker. Then.
And the name stuck, and the telethon was successful, and it's still held annually.
Oh.
And then it became a nightly 2-hour Christian variety program. Music, preaching, group prayer, Bible study, and interview segments.
Oh.
Side note, occasionally I believe this show will be on at the gym I go to.
Right, yes.
I go later at night because it's quieter. Yeah. And occasionally I'll see this guy on TV. It's very
interesting.
Strange.
Yeah,
it's
so he's been doing that show a very long time. He was born to a political family. His dad was a senator. He was a Democratic senator, but he was also a very conservative man. His name was Absalom Willis Robertson.
Absalom?
Yeah. And his mother was Gladys Churchill, and she was a musician. But his dad was kind of like a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
1948, he was drafted and ended up serving in Korea.
Mm-hmm.
He said that he saw action and he would tell stories about the fights he was in. And then later on, he was called out for being a liar. And because his dad was a senator, he pulled some strings and he never really saw any action. He was in charge of buying alcohol for the military clubs and bars.
Yeah,
and stuff like
so he weaseled out of it because of his dad, and then he just bought alcohol for the officers.
Yeah. So that was basically his job in the Army. And then when he came back, he went into law school, graduated top of his class in law school in 1955. But then this was at Yale too. But then he failed the bar exam on his first attempt.
Oh, okay.
And
so
never tried again.
Top of his class, but he failed the bar exam.
Yeah. So he fails the bar exam, and then he goes into ministry. So he decided to go and get his divinity degree or whatever at a seminary and become a preacher.
How long of a degree is that?
I think it depends. I think it's like a 3 because you have to have other degrees.
You have to have other degrees.
Yeah, so he already had his bachelor's and his...
so it's almost like a master's program.
Yeah, it's basically a master's program.
Is it because they just don't want no dummies doing this?
I think it's just they don't want no dummies. And that's what the next step for me would have been if I wanted to continue in the ministry. I would have gone for my master's at a seminary or whatever.
At the time, was that kind of the plan for you?
That was the plan, yeah. I was gonna wait a while. I was gonna wait at least 5 years before I went for my master's.
Oh, really?
I said 5 to 10 years, and then we'll see. And then I just never wanted to.
Was that because you were still kind of unsure if that's exactly what you wanted to do?
Yeah, exactly. Like, and I was just sick of school at that point.
That's
so
fair.
I was like, well, I'll do this for a bit, and then if I decide I do want to
See if that's actually something that you want to do.
Because if I stayed with the Lutherans, I would have had to, in order to be ordained, he would have had to have your master's. So I didn't.
Are there other places where you don't need that? Then?
Yeah, some of them don't even require an education.
They just let any old.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's fair.
Like some churches will like ordain you.
Yeah.
Like just for volunteering.
You could have started a tent revival.
Oh,
all you
that
would have had to
would've
do
been
is taking that money that you would have spent on tuition.
Yeah.
Buy a big old tent.
That's true. That's true. I really do want to do like a fringe show or a one-man show where I am a tent revival preacher.
Oh, yeah?
And like make something out of that, make a show out of that. I think that'd be a
show.
lot of fun, especially if I get musicians and stuff.
Yeah,
and
but
like,
you don't have a full tent. You just have one of those like little canopies.
yeah, exactly.
That you set up in your backyard.
Yeah, maybe you could bring your own venue show too for something like fringe. It's something to think about.
6 folding chairs and
Yeah, exactly. And then 1960 is when he established the Christian Broadcasting Network in Virginia Beach, Virginia. He bought a UHF station, and that was the first one. Not unlike the movie UHF starring Weird Al
wonderful
Yankovic.
movie.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched it, we strongly recommend it.
Mm-hmm. I have a T-shirt that says UHF.
That movie is also about a telethon.
Yeah.
Which we revealed when we looked up why it's called the 700 Club.
Yeah.
Which was saved by the telethon, right?
That's true.
So, just like the movie.
UHF.
Yeah.
So as a sidebar, if you're gonna get anything out of this episode, watch UHF. It is a great movie. If you can get it on DVD and then watch it with Weird Al's commentary afterwards, it's a great.
I don't think I've watched it with commentary.
Oh, really?
Yet.
That's great. Yeah,
I've had it for so long.
Him and his friend in the movie. And
Right.
Yeah, it's great. So yeah, and then so that was 1960, and then in 1977 is when he started doing cable TV. He went door to door asking for donations. Oh no, sorry, asking people to buy a cable box and sign up for CBN, the Christian Broadcasting Network, so that that's how he kind of got it going. And then he encouraged churches around the country to do the same. So he'd ask them to go canvass door to door, asking people to get cable and asking them to get the Christian Broadcasting Network.
Okay, think about that today. You're just at home. You get a knock on the door, and there's a guy from, I don't know, let's say ESPN.
Yeah.
And he's just like, hey, man, it would really be great if you bought a cable subscription and a box, and then you subscribe to my network. It'd really mean a lot to me.
Yeah.
You'd be like, what is happening?
What are you talking about?
Get out of here.
One time when I worked at a telephone company in the call center, this woman was like, hey, Trevor, you're into like videos and stuff and movies and stuff, right? And I was like, yeah, I do like some sketch and stuff. She's like, okay, because I'm thinking, what do you know about starting your own TV station? I was like, 0. I know 0 things about starting your own TV station. She's like, I just thought you might be the person to ask because I have this idea. And I think what I could do is I could pitch it around, and because I want to do this TV station about, I don't remember what, it was like about her culture. And I was like, I think you're describing a TV show. Like you should maybe pitch her.
Well, I don't know. What did she say the name of the station was going to be?
Oh, we
Let's
should look it up.
See if it's real.
CBN is now in 180 countries.
180.
Broadcast in 71 languages. So that's a lot. And he also founded CBN Family Channel.
What's the difference?
It was for kids, like the kids version.
Oh, good.
Yeah. But then
just what kids want to do.
It became so profitable that they couldn't consider it a nonprofit anymore. So he ended up selling it. Well, first he made it a separate company from CBN. So he took CBN out of it and just called it the Family Channel. And then he sold it. He created International Family Entertainment. He sold it to Fox and it became Fox Family, with the condition that they still air the 700 Club.
Wait a minute. Fox Family?
Yeah. It used to be
That's so funny.
CBN Family.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Fox.
And then it was bought by Disney.
Okay, yeah.
And,
well,
well, Disney didn't buy all the Fox TV stuff in this last acquisition.
Oh, no?
Like Crazy Fox News is still going to be its own thing.
Yeah.
But
wow.
but Disney has that one now.
Infotainment.
Yeah, exactly.
Or, I don't know what you call it.
Christianese. Wait, what are we talking about?
Fox News.
Fox News, right? Yeah, infotainment.
Yeah.
77. He also
Misinfotainment.
Yeah.
Sorry.
He also
had to
founded
clarify.
CBN University.
They have a university. You're just
Yeah.
allowed to found a university.
Everyone can found a university.
Should we found a university?
Yes.
All right. I could really use that tuition
Yeah,
money.
yeah, exactly. We can charge whatever we want.
That's true.
Although,
$100,000 a semester.
yeah, Trump did get sued for that, though.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like one of the lawsuits he had after he was president because they sued him before he was president, so he still had to follow through with it or whatever.
Trump University.
Yeah.
Trump Stakes.
But now it's called Regent University. They changed the name in 89.
Oh, slick.
And he's still the chancellor there. Yeah. So he also has a bunch of other stuff. 70s and 80s, he was a faith healer.
He was a faith healer.
Yeah, he he dabbled in faith healing.
How do you don't dabble in faith healing? That's not.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think he found more success in like just the preaching part of it than he did in the faith healing.
Oh,
so
because
he
the faith healing didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Probably.
Plus, James Randi took him down.
Oh, as he should.
Yeah.
Thank you, James Randi.
Yeah, there's a full chapter in James Randi's book called "The Faith Healers" about Pat Robertson.
We should do a thing about James Randi.
Yeah, we should.
I think that'd be a good counterpoint to everything.
I love him. For the 88 presidential election, he ran under the Republican ticket.
Oh, he did.
He announced in 86 he was planning on running and got a bunch of followers. He said if he gets 3 million signatures, then he'll run for president. And he got the 3 million signatures. And then, so he did well, like, at the first primaries and stuff.
Was that against, did he end up losing that to George Bush Sr. that year?
Yeah, which, I mean, a lot of people saw coming because he was already the vice president. So, he did okay in the beginning primaries and then kind of got kicked out. Got out of there eventually. He sued NBC for referring to him as a televangelist. When they said like televangelist Pat Robertson is running for president.
If he didn't think he was a televangelist, what did he think he was?
I don't know, because I mean at the time you have like Jimmy Swaggart and all those kind of guys getting a bad rap and getting a bad name, so he was like wanting to distance himself, but that's still what he was.
Yeah.
Like I'm a waiter. If somebody else is a terrible waiter, that doesn't stop me from that. I don't just change my name.
It really shows that your convictions to what you do are strong when you're ashamed to say what you are.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I found out today that televangelist, the term, was coined by a Christian TV station because that was the name of a show. Like there was a show called Televangelists. Oh. In like I think the 50s, and then the name stuck from there.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty good descriptive way of just saying what they are.
Yeah,
getting it out there, getting the message clear.
Exactly. Also, during that campaign, he was on CNN, and he was recorded as like he answered somebody's like phone-in questions, and then he was recorded during the commercial break, being like, "Well, that guy's definitely a homo."
Oh,
yeah.
Oh my. Okay.
So that didn't help him either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
I mean, it wouldn't hurt him with the Republicans.
No, especially not in the 80s.
Yeah, but it didn't look good in the long run.
No, how could it?
Yeah, exactly. A couple other things. That's kind of a history of his life. So that's kind of like
kind of know who he is, what he did.
Hey everyone, that's Pat Robertson's story.
Yeah. The Spark Notes.
Spark Notes. Let's talk about him as a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some piece of shit things.
Oh, I mean, we haven't been already?
I mean, we have, but
there's
like
a few little things, little blips on the radar, but we're going to get into the serious stuff.
This one is one of like this makes me want to vomit. So the 1994 Rwanda genocide.
Yep.
He started collecting donations for charity for his Operations Blessings International charity. That sounds really nice. He's going to send food over there.
Is that what he said they were going to do?
That's what he said they were going to do. When in reality, he was sending equipment to his blood diamond mines in the Congo. So he was using in Zaire, which is now the Congo. But so he was using those planes that were supposed to bring charity and stuff to Rwanda to help with.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah, 100%. That's what he did. Is he made a deal with the president of Zaire, and he was mining diamonds.
And this guy had no repercussions from that.
No. So there was something with gold too, where in Africa, but because he had donated to the right people, the Right People's like campaigns and stuff, he never really saw any repercussions for that.
Fucking kidding me?
Yeah, and then
because you can get away with anything if you're a rich, white, and Christian.
Yep, it's true.
Jesus Christ!
In '99, Virginia was going to try him for like misleading people for their money.
That is not misleading people.
Yeah.
That is...
No, but this is a separate like thing where like Virginia like said,
Okay.
you're asking for people. Yeah, but yeah, and then they were going to try him, but then it was like retconned by the Attorney General of Virginia because he had donated to his campaign.
How do you not... Okay, this is less a question about the repercussions from the government and everyone who should be kind of doing something about this, but just the normal people who donated.
Yeah.
How does this person's base not see? Okay, he was asking for donations to help a country in the middle of a genocide, a civil war, genocide, or whatever, and he's taking that money that was promised to help people in need to mine for blood diamonds in a different country. How do you not see that and be like, why should I believe anything that this piece of shit says? And
he's still hosting the 700
And
Club
I guarantee you some of those people who donated in 93 donated again in 99.
Oh, yeah.
The cycle continues.
Oh, yeah.
It's never broken. It doesn't matter what you put in front of their face. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. Especially if you believe that this is a good person and that you want to do good in the world.
Exactly. Yeah, like that, I read that, like I knew he was a shitty person, and then I read that, and I was like, you just crossed from like being crazy, shitty old man to being like an evil bastard.
International evil man.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's horrible when these people are just taking old people's money for their own personal gain.
Yeah.
On a normal scale, but when it's promised for something like an international humanitarian effort. Jeez.
It would be like if somebody asked for change and then you shot them.
Yeah. I mean,
no, that's different because it'd be like if you're like, hey, can I have some money to buy this guy a sandwich? And then you shot them.
Yeah. Or it would be like someone saying, listen, if you donate to this cause, we're going to make sure that we fix the education system in your town.
Yeah.
And then they take that money and they build, I don't know, a big old factory that makes useless shit for them.
Mm-hmm. Or they block out the sun.
And
then they charge people.
And then they get shot by a baby.
Yeah. In 2001, he was on TV with Jerry Falwell. And Jerry Falwell said that the terrorist attacks were caused by pagans, abortionists, feminists, gays, lesbians, and the American Civil Liberties Union and People for the American Way. He said this is what caused 9/11. And Pat Robertson was like, yep. Cool.
These people are so disgusting.
Yeah. 2006, on their website for 700 Club, they had an ad for an age-defying energy shake, right? It said in the ad that because of drinking this, Pat Robertson could leg press 2,000 pounds.
No. Did they say that? See, the funny thing is now people would be like, they gotta make a YouTube video about that.
Yeah.
Because that'd be great. Watching this old frail man on the leg press and they put 2,000 pounds on.
Yeah, I think it was
just his legs snapping. And you're like, that's right. That's what you get, you piece of trash.
Yeah, what is it? Somebody with a Florida State University record is 1,335 pounds. So that's, he didn't do that.
That seems an odd thing to promote to Christians is a life elixir.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like Alex Jones with his like weird tonics or whatever.
I guess, but I mean, in a way, they're already peddling eternal life.
Yeah, that's true.
Why are you trying to extend the pre-eternal life?
Yeah, exactly.
With a slightly longer, shitty life.
Yeah,
doesn't make sense.
If you can.
I guess if you're like a really bad person and you just need a little more time to get the good stuff out, it's good for that.
That's true.
Or you need more time to extort and embezzle money from a charitable organization for your own personal gain.
That's true.
Yeah. Or that.
Or that. Yeah. Here's some predictions he made. In 1976, he said that the world would end by 1982.
So he's a bit off.
He's a bit off,
Yeah.
but
Unless we are living in a simulation.
that's true. We could be living in a simulation.
That's true.
In 2006, he said, if I heard the Lord right about the 2006, the coast of America will be lashed by storms, and there may be something as bad as a tsunami in the Pacific Northwest. Never happened. 2007, he said that there'd be mass terrorist attacks bigger than 9/11.
Uh-huh. To be fair, the coasts and the storms and maybe tsunami, these are just, all he was doing was turning climate scientists' probably predictions at the time.
That's true.
I mean, I think all he was doing was banking on that, so that way when it was, they're like, yeah, we're fucking up the environment with this stuff. We need to watch what we're doing. And he's like, no, it's God's mad because of gay people.
That's true. Yeah.
I feel like that's all that one is.
Yeah, that's true. Well, he always blames storms and stuff on gay people, and like in 2012 he said that Mitt Romney would definitely win the election.
Almost, you know what? 70% of the time, or was 100% of the time?
Exactly. He always, I guess he would go on these like nature walks and like once a year, and then come back, and he'd go on these retreats or whatever, and then come back and he'd have his predictions for the year. And then one year he biffed it so bad that the next year he's like, God's telling me that I shouldn't make my predictions public anymore. It's like, oh really?
Okay.
Why is that?
Yeah, because they're wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
God's just like, dude, that's not what I said at all.
Yeah, dude. I said Mitt Romney would be a good friend to you.
Jeez, chill out, man.
Not that he would be a good friend to you, Trevor. What is that? Okay. So this podcast I used to listen to, and I would still listen to them, but they don't exist anymore.
I was going to ask.
Yeah, but they were called Grapes of Rad.
Mm-hmm.
Great guys. Great dudes. I love them so much. But they had a segment called Get in the Box, Pat. And that was whenever Pat Robertson would say something really, really stupid.
So they had this segment, I'm guessing, every couple of hours.
Yeah, exactly. And then Steph Drury of Stuff Christian Culture likes, she's the best too. She always like makes up different middle names for Pat. She'd be like, Patrick, whatever, go back to your room or whatever. And it's like always so funny. But because he's always saying insane, crazy, shitty things.
Yeah. Is this going to be the Pat list?
This is the Pat list.
The Pat down.
Oh, that's good. Welcome to the Pat down. Here,
Pat
here's
down.
some shitty things he said. So this first one is in our theme song.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. This is after the earthquake in Haiti. He said, something happened a long time ago in Haiti, and people might not want to talk about it. They were under the heel of the French, Napoleon III or whatever, and they got together and swore a pact to the devil. They said he would serve you if you get us free from the French. True story. And so the devil said, okay, it's a deal. And they kicked the French out. The Haitians revolted and got themselves free. And ever since, they had been cursed by one thing after the other. Desperately poor.
I don't even really know where to start with that one.
Yeah.
Okay, So not another thing, he's really punching down here.
He has a tendency just to blame people for their problems. We'll see it as we go further with these quotes, but he just like...
It had nothing to do with years of colonial repression.
Yeah, exactly.
And people trying to get out of that.
Yeah.
And once they were out of it, still being affected by that. But no. It was because they made a pact with the devil in there.
And he goes by all these, like, he just always knows these old urban legends. I remember hearing that when I was a kid too about Haiti, that they had made a deal with the devil, and yeah, it's ridiculous.
I guess he doesn't like Robert Johnson. Is that the guy who went to the crossroads and made the deal with the devil?
Oh, he would hate Robert Johnson. Yeah. Oh,
can't stand a sweet guitar lick.
Mm-hmm. And didn't Britney Spears do that? She did something in Crossroads too.
I think she did. Yeah,
she sold her soul to the devil.
Probably something.
Mm-hmm.
Can of Pepsi.
Mm-hmm. And then on adultery, he said, males have a tendency to wander a little bit. What you want to do is make a home so wonderful he doesn't want to wander.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gross.
Yeah. On Walt Disney World, having gay days, he said, I would warn Orlando that you're right in the way of some serious hurricanes, and I don't think I'd be waving those flags in God's face if I were you. It'll bring about terrorist bombs. It'll bring earthquakes, tornadoes, and possibly a meteor.
Jeez.
Like,
okay. So he doesn't want a day for gay people at the park because it's going to bring natural disasters and destroy everything.
Yeah.
You would think that that's what he would want, is them all in one place
Yeah,
and then
that's
natural
true.
disastered away.
Yeah.
Which it won't happen. Which
Yeah.
But like,
there was one, I don't think I wrote it down, but he was bragging about praying a hurricane away from somewhere, and then everyone was like, but where it went, it killed 8 people. So, like, what do you...
Yeah, so you prayed it to kill someone.
Yeah.
That's like the conductor's dilemma, right? Where it's like the train has 2 paths, and if it goes one, it kills the one person, but if you go the other way, it kills 3.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, it's a moral dilemma.
Yeah. And what was the guy? There was another guy who he said that flooding in a certain area was punishment for homosexuality. And then a year later, his property flooded. And everyone's like, what's this punishment for?
Yeah. It could just be, poor planning.
Yeah, exactly.
And just people being shitty and doing a lot of bad stuff.
Lots of rain
to the environment. Not like in a God punishment kind of way, but in a...
But just like, stop spraying that.
This dumb stuff we've been doing is catching up to us.
Yeah, those hairspray cans.
Yeah, that's right. Throwing all those hairspray cans into the ocean.
Yeah. He said the feminist agenda is not about equal rights for women. It's about socialist, anti-family political movement that encourages women to leave their husbands, kill their children, practice witchcraft, destroy capitalism, and become lesbians.
Are they saying kill their children because of abortions?
Oh, yeah, probably.
Probably not.
I was
like
thinking like
4th term abortion.
Yeah.
Or 4th trimester abortion.
Yeah. I was thinking like that scene in...
take them out to the back and like drown them in the river kind of thing.
Yeah, what movie am I thinking of? Duly appointed federal marshals.
Oh yeah, Shutter Island.
Shutter Island, right? Yeah. But no, he probably means abortion.
Probably. That would be my guess.
Mm-hmm.
But if you are a feminist and you are a lesbian witchcraft practicing baby killer, please send us an email. We want to get your side of the story.
He said that Planned Parenthood is teaching kids to fornicate, teaching people to have adultery, every kind of bestiality, homosexuality, lesbianism, everything that the Bible condemns.
I just want to say, as someone who didn't grow up in a Christian household and had some sexual education and everything, I've never really encountered bestiality. Never.
Oh.
Well, maybe like
the odd
you hear about it.
Yeah, the odd donkey show.
Just you have a weekend.
Yeah,
and it's like everyone's doing it.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, but not on a regular basis.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I don't think that it does lead to that.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's interesting that everything that they criticize is all about repression.
Yeah,
sexual repression and just repressing the non-male. Side of things too. It's just like you need to make sure that you're good for your husband.
Yeah,
you got to make sure that you don't know anything about sex outside of marriage because education is bad.
Yeah,
which is the big thing that says.
Yeah.
Is that
sex. Yeah, exactly.
God forbid you know about your body, you know about your reproductive rights and how things work. Which I've heard is a big problem for a lot of Christians.
Definitely, and I think I've talked about him before. But a friend of mine was saying that his roommate grew up in Texas and their education system at their school told him that condoms cause more STDs than not using a condom. So the guy was never using condoms.
Yeah.
And the guy wasn't even religious anymore, but he was just like, that's what he was told in his school. So
it's bizarre that people are still holding on to this notion that people are not going to have sex.
Yeah.
If they tell them not
to. Yeah,
to.
exactly. Yeah.
When you should really be like, listen, man, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
It always has.
Yeah.
It's always going to.
Exactly.
And all you're doing is making things a million times worse for everybody involved.
Yeah, exactly.
It's spreading misinformation. It's spreading very dangerous misinformation.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't only recently that the Pope finally was just like, yeah, you know what, condoms are good.
Yeah, frig, because they were like denying condoms going to like AIDS-ridden countries.
Oh yeah, let's just promote the AIDS epidemic.
Yeah.
For 30 years.
Exactly, like
that's basically what they were doing.
How many people are dead because of that?
Millions, I'm sure.
Organization, yeah.
It's absolutely insane.
Yeah.
That people with a conscience can be like, yeah, these people are doing the right thing.
Yeah, It's insane. He once said, what is this mac and cheese? Is that a black thing?
He didn't. What? What?
He said, what is this mac and cheese? Is that a black thing?
Okay. I feel like this is just this is the silent episode where everything you say, I'm just so shocked. I don't know how to respond to half of these things.
And then I'll do one last. It's a longer one.
Okay.
So I'll read the letter that was sent to him. So he answers letter. Most of these quotes come from like the advice segment of his show. So people send in questions and then he answers them, which I don't know why anybody would ask Pat Robertson anything. Stop asking Pat Robertson things.
We should ask him some questions.
Yeah, we should actually send some in.
That'd be pretty funny.
There was actually a really funny video of these people kept calling a Christian advice show with. They just kept describing the plot of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah. Okay.
And they'd be like, "Yeah, so I grew up, in West Philadelphia, and I was just raised by my mother, and it was going pretty well for a while, and then I got in a couple of fights, and my mom she got really scared, but now I'm I'm living with my uncle and my auntie in Bel Air, and it's going pretty good." But yeah, so this is the letter, and this is sad. So I warn you, this is a sad letter and a fucking terrible response.
All right.
I feel like I'm swearing more in this episode than
No,
ever
I do
before.
too. I don't think I've been this mad in a while.
Yeah. Okay, dear Pat Robertson, I'm not married and have 4 children by the same man. We lived together for 4 years, but he is abusive. My four children and I have managed to escape and leave him. After we left, my daughter told me that her dad had been raping her for years. We have nowhere to go. The homeless shelters are full. Things are getting worse. Is God punish me for living with a man without being married?
Okay. Let's just sit for a moment with that.
Yeah.
Because that's a very terrible situation.
Yeah.
It's something that a lot of people do deal with, abusive relationships, and nowhere to go, no one to turn to.
Yeah, and I feel like his co-host wanted to say something helpful. Like I feel like she just started to say something that would have been helpful and like would have been.
You would think that
like, hey, let's
a good Christian would have some sort of compassion for.
Let's call the local
downtrodden,
churches
for the
and
people
see what
who
they can
are
do for
suffering and in need.
Yeah.
Which would you agree is what the message should be?
Yeah, exactly. Like I used to work at a church that on the coldest nights of the year, or like in colder nights, we would open the doors and like I would stay there at night and make sure that like everybody was comfortable and stuff. Like people had place to sleep and we'd get mats in and stuff. Like we would do things. But this is his response, if you're ready for it.
I don't know, but
yeah. You've got to be kidding me. I mean, really? Is God punishing you? No, you made horrible decisions. You started having an adulterous relationship and fornicating or fornication with a person. You're living with a guy you're not married to. He's beating you up and abusing you. He's raping your daughter. I mean, for heaven's sakes, what kind of man is that? You've punished yourself. You've sown the wind and you're reaping the whirlwind. That's what the Bible says. Is God is punishing you? Well, God doesn't like that kind of conduct, obviously, but you've done it to yourself.
What a complete and utter lack of empathy, self-awareness, and just like you can tell how much of a privileged piece of shit this guy is. Yeah. Someone who's never had to deal with anything in his life because his dad will bail him out.
Exactly.
Or he's from a wealthy family and he's able to just do whatever the fuck he wants without any real repercussions.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a guy who was mining for blood diamonds with donated money who...
His wife was 5 months pregnant when they got married.
Okay, so he was already an adulterer by his own standards.
Which came out in his 88 election, and he's like, oh, I hadn't found Jesus yet.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, great.
So maybe she hasn't either.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not a good way to bring her to Jesus.
Yeah,
though.
exactly.
Because instead of helping someone who needs the help.
Yeah, you're just shaming them. Yeah.
Some word of advice or something. Yeah. Even to just say that you're in a terrible situation, but there are people who can help you.
Yeah. And here's some numbers you can call. Here are some people we've contacted.
And then you can say, maybe we can help you on a spiritual level.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
That should really be the afterthought here.
Yeah.
But the fact that is the thing that they focus on first, and that's the thing that he is so disgusted by, that he can't get past it to help somebody is insane.
Yeah. Yeah. Any other thoughts on Pat?
Oh, I hate this guy so much.
He is the worst. Yeah.
I think it's
And-
and because he's someone who influences so many people every day.
Yeah.
That's what makes it even worse.
Yeah, exactly. Let's move on to a segment.
Let's try and lighten things up a little bit here.
So we have the worst things people have ever done. No, I'm just kidding.
Today we share our deepest, darkest secrets.
Today I think we'll put this under the Bible quiz category, but it's not really a Bible quiz.
Oh no, so I don't
it's
have
a
to
Christian
answer questions.
quiz. You do,
Okay.
but it's not about the
Good.
Bible.
All right.
Yeah.
About Christians.
Where's our Bible?
Where's our Bible?
Where's our goddamn Bible? We don't have a Bible in here. Why don't we have a Bible? We never have.
It's a bar.
Remember in our first episode, I mentioned Christianese.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to throw out some Christianese
Okay. Well,
phrases.
oh boy.
And I want you to guess
Okay.
what they might be, and then I'll tell you how I understand them.
Okay.
Witness wear.
Witness wear?
Yeah. What do you think that is?
Is that like what you were wearing when you witnessed the Lord? Or like in Mad Max Fury Road, when you spray the paint on your face? Is that witness wear?
That'd be good, but no, it's like shirts that say Jesus on them, or like Jesus saves, or like...
Oh, so it's just God swag?
Yeah, it's just God swag. Yeah, witness wear. So you wear these shirts and someone is like, hey, what's that about? And you're like, the Lord loves you, and here's the prayer you can make.
I think we just came up with our first t-shirt.
God swag?
God swag.
Yeah, I think so. Write us hashtag God swag if you want the God swag t-shirt.
Oh, that's so funny.
Doing life.
Doing life. Is that like doing life for the Lord? You've I don't want to say you've committed, I guess committed to, you're doing hard time for heaven?
So no, that's when you're like, instead of saying, hey, I'm going to go out for coffee with somebody, you say, we're just doing life together, you know? It's not just about
that's real
praying. Yeah.
That's some real hippie shit.
Yeah, it's some real hippie shit, but it's so popular now. Like, people are always saying that.
Is
We're
it really?
come over to our place, have for dinner. We're just going to do life together.
That sounds like they're trying to seem less Christian to not scare people away.
Yeah, it does, but there's like so Christian.
That's the thing. I think it's very insidious feeling.
Yeah.
It feels like, oh no, we're normal people.
Yeah.
Psych.
And almost on the same path is love on. I just
Love
gotta
on?
love on this person. We're just gonna love on each other.
If you have to say love on, I feel that means that you don't really love this person.
Yeah, that's
It's like a catch-all for like, you know, we're good people.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah, exactly.
We love this
yeah.
this creepy smelly person that we don't actually like, but we love them.
We're really loving on them today.
It's like, okay. Or it's someone that you hate and you say like,
Yeah.
just gonna love on for Terry.
Bachelors till the rapture?
Bachelors till the rap. So they're never gonna get married.
Yeah.
Is that certain priests and
Yeah,
clergy?
or like it's a joke people make in Bible college when they can't get a date. They're like, well, I guess I'll be a bachelor till the rapture.
Oh jeez.
Yeah. So it's not like a commitment thing. It's like, this is what's going to happen. And then you're married 2 months later because everyone gets married in Bible college. But not me, but everyone else.
Did you try?
I mean, I didn't ask anyone to marry me.
That's fair.
Yeah. I said, hey, we've been friends for a while. And may we go on dates?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Didn't work out.
didn't work out.
That's fair.
What about extra grace required, or
Extra
EGR?
extra grace required.
Yeah.
Is that like when you go through the drive-through and you're just like, can I get some extra grace with that?
Hold the pickles, extra grace.
Hold the pickles, extra grace. And
Close.
and they just punch it in EGR.
Yeah.
I got an EGR on that.
Sorry, I'm new. What's the EGR stand for? Is that
grace
extra
required.
gravy required? As grace. Oh,
Grace. Oh, okay. I gave him
Makes
gravy.
I gave him extra gravy.
Well, that's fine. Just throw in some grace.
No, it means it's like when someone's really annoying you, and you don't.
Oh, you
like
need
hanging
to,
out
you
with
need
them.
to you need to have more composure to deal with them.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
yeah.
Right. Okay.
And then our final one. You know what a hedge of protection is?
A hedge of protection.
Yeah.
I'm afraid to ask.
That's when you're praying for somebody and you say, say you're going into a new school and you think there might be a lot of terrible atheists there or something like that.
Like myself.
Yeah, you're going to pray over them and ask for a hedge of protection. So you're asking for God Usually, sometimes depends on the person, but it could be asking for angels to surround you, but at least God's surrounding you and creating a hedge around you of protection from the evil in the world. So you're every morning you want to pray for that hedge of protection around you, or when you have your Bible study, you pray for that hedge of protection.
The problem with that is that hedges take a while to grow. So
and they're
by
not
the time
very protective.
by the time it actually grows up to a size that can actually do anything, you've probably already been beaten in the submission.
Yeah. We should add moats
of protection,
or tanks. Just get some tanks around you. Just alligators of protection.
Yeah.
If we're gonna use metaphors,
or just pray for the skills to not be a weenie.
Yeah. just pray right now that you're not a weenie. Bonus round, actually. Now that I've said just, when you're praying in a youth group or a small group meeting or a young adult meeting, you're gonna use the word just so much.
Just like as in it is just and good?
No, like, Lord, I just pray right now that you just cover us in a hedge of protection, that you just talk to Steve for me, and just or whatever.
So just is the Christian like.
Yeah, just is the Christian like. Yeah.
Wow. Totally.
Totally. Like just be there.
I think we should have an episode where you do it as if you were doing like a youth group.
Okay. Yeah.
I think that
youth group ep. We'll play some games.
Because this is something that I've never been a part of.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I've heard of it, and I've always been kind of weirded out by it. It's always kind of given me a weird feeling.
Yeah. It was always weird going to like new youth groups when because we moved and then we changed churches and stuff.
Yeah.
It's always weird going to new youth groups because you would see that they're not all the same, and it's kind of creepy at first when you join because everybody has their own little weird traditions that they're just used to. And
it always felt creepy. Even when I was like young and I heard about it, I'm like, this feels creepy.
Yeah, it's weird.
I don't know how I feel about this.
I was in not really youth group, but we had a Bible club in high school.
Yeah.
And what were we called? We had like one of our full meetings was just what our club name would be.
Uh-huh.
And then they announced it that like they would give notes about everything that the clubs did. And so whoever our chairperson was, probably my cousin, put in the notes for them to read like an assembly of like what our club was doing. And they said the stupid name, like the God's Love Troop or something, whatever it was. And then every other club like did neat things, and then ours was like pray for Jesus to protect our school, and it was like just
protect our school
awkward.
From what?
I'm like, what am I doing?
So I find that really funny that there's like Bible study and like you're reading the same book.
Yeah,
every week.
Yeah,
I mean the funny thing is that Christians hate Harry Potter.
Yeah.
But severe Harry Potter fans are a lot like Christian Bible study groups.
It's true.
They're always reading the same book over and over again. They're obsessing over passages. They're quoting passages to each other. They're living their life by the standards set forth in the book.
They're just doing life together.
And
playing Quidditch.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say it's like a book club, but book clubs are really more about drinking wine, aren't they?
No, that's true.
Eating cheese.
You're getting that bottle of red, bottle of white, seeing what's on Oprah's book list.
Yep. Yeah, I think we've covered a lot today.
I think so too, and I'm glad that we got back to a little lighter place.
I hope that if you got angry, you're a little happier now, and I hope that everyone has a beautiful time.
I think if you got angry, that's a good thing.
Yeah,
I think it's a good.
Yeah,
I think it's a good sign.
Yeah,
and you should be angry.
Yeah.
At something like that. There's a lot of things that we should be angry about, and we never get angry about.
Yeah, it's true. You're right. Yeah.
It's okay to be angry.
It's okay to be angry. Just know he doesn't have much time left on. He is eating those life age-defying.
That's true. So
shakes,
he could be here for another 2,000 years.
Yeah.
And he's got a whole family and network that's going to continue on the tradition of hate, misery, and depression.
So let's shut it down.
Yeah, if we could.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you are angry about something that Pat Robertson said or anyone like that, let us know.
Yeah.
And maybe we can talk about it.
Yeah. Send us an email.
Yeah.
Email, Twitter, internet.
We want to talk about
it.
And, guys, believe it.
Or not.
Work, Sky Moon.